In the news, President Muhammadu Buhari charges new ECOWAS management to complete ongoing reforms. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, YAKUBU, says the commission is set to transmit the 2023 poll results in real time. The Nigerian media practitioners now have a regulatory body, Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, SNB. Iran to disband morality pleas amid ongoing protests, says Attorney General. And BAYELSA secure first athletics gold at athletics event of the 21st National Sports Festival. This is the MLC TV News Hour reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluence state of Nigeria. I am J.N.G. Abalagbubu. Good day and thanks for joining us. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, described as urgent the need to fully operationalize the Regional Action Plan on the fight against terrorism and other acts of criminality in West Africa. He also called on the new management team at ECOWAS Commission to complete the review and harmonization of ongoing reforms aimed at strengthening the sub-regional body. According to a statement by his Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Femi Additional, President Buhari charges new ECOWAS management to complete ongoing reforms. The president said this in a welcome address at the 62nd Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government in Abuja. The president was quoted as saying the commission must therefore work assiduously to complete the review and harmonization of the protocols on good governance and democracy, as this would enable their sub-region to sustain their collective efforts to deepen not only democracy but her dividends through good governance to the community citizens. Welcoming fellow regional leaders, the president noted that this year's summit was the 8th that Nigeria, under his leadership, has hosted. Buhari eulogized the immediate past chairperson of the authority, President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, for his services and congratulated President Umaru Embalo of Guinea-Bissau on assuming the leadership of the sub-regional organization, expressing his confidence in the latter's ability to discharge his responsibilities to the sub-region as well as meet the expectations of the community citizens. The Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, SNB, has inducted hundreds of members into its body. The inauguration took place at Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. The SNB, which will henceforth be a regulatory body for media practitioners in Nigeria, has assured members of promoting professionalism by separating quacks from journalism. The event has in attendance veteran broadcasters. Our reporter, Matthias Ayodeji, has more.
In pursuance of high standards of professional practice of broadcasting in Nigeria, the Council of the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters inducted its first batch of qualified members.
That in my capacity as a member of the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, I shall faithfully serve. I shall promote the interests, aims, objectives, and general policy of the society.
The chairman of the occasion, Ambassador Yemi Farombi, and father of the day, Ibrahim Mohammed, took the members through the memory lane.
To begin to think that we are professional because we have a body of knowledge and we have a body of practice. Rebu said too, every profession will be able to exercise over the profession, or control over the practitioner. And this can only be done by a professional body vested with authority. Hitherto, this has not been so in Nigeria because there was no approved and recognized professional body existing to exercise control over the individual broadcasters. The search for such a body started as far back as 1962. And how did it start? The then Nigerian television services that became MLC Tv and I became, I don't know whether it's NTA Lagos or NTA Network, but I became part of NTA. They invited the Syracuse University to come and organize training for their staff and also to conduct an audience survey for them.
For me, and most of us, or all of us here, we are witnesses to the emergence of Nigerian Society of Nigerian Broadcasters. Years later, some of us may look back and say, oh, I was part and parcel of this new organization. And I'm sure a lot of us will be proud of it. So, in the last 61 years, in and out of broadcasting, I might as well say I do not intend to write any biography, because some of the things I came across could not be published.
A veteran broadcaster and the former Director General Nigerian Television Authority, Professor Tony Iradia, who was a speaker at the occasion, wants owners and managers to do more than what they are presently doing.
Broadcasting is a 24-hour business. It's a non-stop operation. And if you don't want it to stop, you have to manage it. If you don't manage it, it can stop. And it can stop over a very minute thing, like diesel finished. And your generator is off, NEPA is off, the station is off. So you have failed. If it's a non-stop operation, and if you know what some of those of us on this side of the table, what we were told in those days, that when your program fails, it's the same thing as when a doctor's patient dies. Your program must never fail. And so if it must never fail, the system has to be managed. You have emerging technologies, tools, new ones. Today, we have digitization, and we know what it entails. It means that every year something new is coming. And except there is somebody in charge of ensuring that the new systems and the new technologies are found and used, you may be running an obsolete system. And you need to be able to know what NBC wants. You need to be able to do what NBC wants. You need to be able to stop your staff from doing what NBC does not want, so that regulation does not catch up with you.
Among the discussants, the Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu, former Director General NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, Managing Director AIT, Tosin Dokpesi, DG Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Mansour Lemar, and DG Abubakar Rimi TV, Kano, Sahar Ibrahim, all commended the SNB's decision to serve as advocacy body for the broadcast industry in Nigeria.
I look forward to the society being able to actually help the younger ones, those who are just coming up. A lot of us are still learning, but the younger ones actually need this kind of society where we can all sit down together, learn. We have a code of conduct that we're all expected to follow, because everyone just does what they like. So this is an opportunity for us to really know what is expected of us, how we're supposed to show to the world that there's a society there where we all belong and where things are being done correctly.
First and foremost, I would like to congratulate ourselves and all the inductees for today's event, and it is the first in the history of Nigerian broadcasting. So by and large, what that implies is we have already keyed into the society, because there's one society that sets standards for broadcasters, and of course also regulate the way and manner we conduct ourselves, so that we play within the confines of our ethics and the profession. So for us in the NTA, it's a big plus that I think is going to enhance our duties and our jobs, and professionalism would come to play.
A developing society is a work in progress. It is a building that is in progress. Now, what is the role of media operators in a situation where you have a building that is in progress, where you have a building that is developing? Are you going to be a co-builder or a destroyer? The answer is, for us to sustain our operations in a developing society, we must be co-builders of that society.
Social media issue, I think the professor talked about it, and my colleague, the DG, Board also spoke about it. I think when we are talking about the sustainability of broadcast operations, I think anywhere, not just in developing countries, I think you are going to, if you try to avoid the social media, I think you are doing it at your own peril. Because the future of broadcast operations, I think, is changing. We know it.
The AIT Executive Director of News, Pauline Ugbodaga, said with the arrival of SNB as professional body, it will regulate and clamp down quacks.
The main reason we're here today, which is the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, being the regulator of the broadcaster as a person, not as an organization. I believe, as everyone has said, that we're overdue for that. With the induction taking place today, I think that this will be the beginning of sanity in the broadcast industry as we know it today.
Chairman Silverbird Group Guy Murray Bruce and veteran broadcaster was among the inductees and said it was long overdue. He commended the efforts of the founding fathers.
Broadcasters to be employed or to be in the industry, they must have the broadcast ethics, which should be across all platforms. So there's some kind of conformity and uniformity across all media houses. So there's the do's and don'ts in broadcasting. This sets the tone for broadcasters in the country. Broadcasting is great because there's new media today. Like right now, we're probably online. This platform is online, and that's where we're headed to worldwide. So I think it's a good cause.
Inductees who spoke to reporters also described the professional body as a welcome development.
We are thankful that we have such an organization now, and we pray that it will improve what we expect, our standards. If we can all see it and trust in this system to help us move us forward, is that we would go further if we work together than if we try to do it alone. So I pray and I hope that we would achieve our goal by setting up this institution.
I want the society to go beyond this by putting up mechanism, maybe making it an act of the parliament, by putting up mechanism whereby graduates from mass communication will proceed straight for a one-year training, and at the end of their training, they should be formally inducted into the society. So I believe that this is the right step in the right direction. This will regulate quackery and then make sure that professionals that are already practicing are guided by the ethics of the profession.
No doubt it's a welcome development. If you observe, we saw veteran broadcast journalists who graced this historic event to at least celebrate a broadcaster. And indeed, this is a day that we will forever remember because every profession must have a body, a respected body that is guided with the ethics of that profession. And just like what is applicable to other professions like the medical profession, the law profession, it is very, very important also for the broadcast industry to also have a profession. And
it's a great achievement that was achieved by Bond. Bond had to midwind it and ensure that they brought in the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters. So I'm quite elated that are coming to existence.
Amongst the inductees is the Senior Special Assistant to Kogi State Governor Avoy Nwogu, who called on the National Assembly to speed the passage of the bill to law.
We've been waiting for this for so long, and here it is, that we should have a body that actually regulates caring and also help us to further our cause of profession. And today we have a professional body called the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, and I'm glad to be among the first batch to be inducted into this association. And we know with this association we should be able to press forward our demands, our rights, our welfare that is somehow lacking. And we'll also be able to filter the quacks from the original. Because I will add my voice to call on the National Assembly and every authority that are supposed to be part of this to make sure the bill is passed, because once it's passed, then we now have a regulatory body that we can call our own, that can actually check and balance the excess and efficiency of the broadcasters. Then you will know that the fake news and rumor will be checked, because there will be no room for such person to practice without being inducted into this body of profession. And I call them to please, just like the association has called them, to please speedily pass this into law, and we'll be grateful for the assembly to do that for us.
Professor Umaru Pate, who spoke on the push to have a degree in broadcasting in universities, stated how far they've gone as academicians while encouraging the use of technology as a tool for mass communication. He said social media has come to stay.
We are going to encourage anybody who is going to teach, and perhaps make it mandatory. Anybody who is going to teach broadcasting must be a member of. So it will be part of the assessment. If you are to be assessed as a lecturer in broadcasting, you must belong to someone. But you must also play your own part by encouraging research and also relating with the academia. We are working very hard to ensure that we strengthen the relationship. With the social media, you have a very serious competitor. The future of the media is in audio and video. If you do not have the technology to enable you to capture this and the ability and competence to package, you are out of business.
Like other professional bodies of various professions, the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, SNB, will regulate and control the conduct of the practice, prescribe, determine, and setting the standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become members of the broadcasting profession, and reviewing those standards from time to time. It will also serve as advocacy body for the industry, among others. Formal education, certification, and registration of persons seeking to become broadcasting practitioners will be the SMB's responsibility, and finally conducting examinations in the profession and awarding certificate or diploma to successful candidates as and when appropriate. To qualify, one must have worked for 5 to 10 years with requisite qualifications in mass communication or related courses from any qualified institutions. After 60 years of broadcasting, the professional body has inducted our first batch of over 200 media practitioners to uphold the code of ethics of the profession and to freely practice. SMB was registered with CAC on the 3rd of March 1994 with 4 directors, namely Ambassador Yemi Farumbi, Abdurrahman Misika, Ikenagbaguba, and Diron Orekunrin. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
The Nigeria-Korea Friendship Institute of Vocational and Advanced Technology, Lokoja, has matriculated 151 students into various departments in the institution. The convocation ceremony was conducted at the premises of the institute, Kogi State Polytechnic, Lokoja. Government functionaries, traditional rulers, academicians, and other well-wishers were present at the event as they charged the new students to stay committed at achieving their goals in the institution. Our reporter has the details.
The Nigerian-Korean Friendship Institute is a vocational institution that provides our students with the opportunity to acquire lifelong skills and technical knowledge that would add value to their lives and help them become productive and successful persons in their chosen career. It is the first matriculation ceremony of the institute under the leadership of the new rector, William Charles Oluwatoyin, who described the third matriculation ceremony of the institution as milestone and a giant leap into the greatness in the lives of the students. Oluwatoyin said the NKFI is a world-class institute with world-class equipment and highly trained lecturers, calling on the new students to take advantage of such rare opportunity to better their future.
I want you to recognize opportunities and developing the ability to take full advantage. You are here now. Please take full advantage of everything you are going to be taught here, everything you are going to practice here. Because this is the truth. What we have here is nowhere found in North Central. Maybe you don't know. All your lecturers were trained in Korea. Please, while here, seize this great opportunity to tap from their wealth of knowledge and become great. Nobody has passed through here and remained jobless. Rather, they go into the world and rule.
The rector commended Kogi State Governor Yahaya Adoza Bello for his doggedness at repositioning the educational sector in the state, rating Kogi as #1 in Nigeria in terms of educational development.
Achieving this milestone will again be an accolade to the feat of DISBAND. Our kind appeal also is to institutions like AEDC, IBEDC, and several other technologically oriented organizations within and outside our domain to make the most of the arrays of courses by sending their staff to NKFI for update knowledge of latest technology advances which will add value to their services.
The Kogi State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Wemi Jones, represented by Nana Hawa Yetunde Raji, Senior Special Assistant on Informal and Vocational Education to Governor Yahaya Bello, said the developing countries are currently relying on institutes as NKFI, calling on Nigerian youths to endeavor to enroll in the institution.
Skill acquisition is what we need. For example, all of us sitting here today, the clothes we have on is made by a tailor, which is skill acquisition. The gentlemen of the press, everything, skill acquisition, in particular TVET, is in every day of our life, is into the fabric of every day of our existence, and that's why it amazes me when I see people don't recognize the importance. And I must commend our students here today, their guidance and parents that encourage them to come into this institution. I want to encourage you and tell you that skills learned today is a lifetime investment. You are doing well and you will go far in life. That is my prayer for you.
A royal father at the event, the Olu of Akpata, in Oworo district of Lokoja local government area of the state, His Royal Highness Oba Dr. Frederick Balogun, congratulated the matriculated students and charged them to remain good ambassadors of their various homes.
Congratulate the rector for his appointment, and of course, like one of the HOD said, they have started showing all the charisma, the quality and traits a good leader should carry out. All has been said, and I want to believe the students have heard themselves. They said that where there is no law, there is no sin. The primary objective of setting this institute is for you to be impacted and to also go out and exhibit same which you have learned from here.
The rector also called on the government to provide hostels to attract students within and across the country.
I have people calling from places like Port Harcourt, Kaduna, far places, and the first question they ask is, please, do you have hostel accommodations? So I don't have for that, except we go outside. But you know, due to the security situation around the country, people prefer to stay in the hostel. So I am appealing to His Excellency to please come give us hostel accommodations and administrative block. We don't have much offices, so we need administrative block where our staff can work conveniently and comfortably. If our students are doing well in multinationals today, so parents should be rest assured that their children will make them proud.
Some of the matriculated students in an interview expressed joy for being part of the institute and promised to abide by the rules and regulations of the institute.
I expect that the school will do more, although they are doing their best. Well, I pray they will be able to do more than this in the future.
The institution, Koika, was commissioned in July 2015. I am Benga Aliu, reporting for MLC TV.
The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged residents to stop discriminating against people with disabilities, but instead encourage them to be the best version of themselves. The governor made the call during the 2022 Entrepreneurship and Empowerment Program to commemorate the International Day of Persons Living with Disabilities held in Ikeja. Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the State Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Olusegun Daodu, said the purpose of the intervention program was to empower PWDs with various devices to ease their movement and participation in society. He called on parents, neighbors, and the people of Lagos State at large to look at PWDs positively and not discriminate against them. The majority, if not all PWDs, are resourceful in their areas of expertise despite their disability status. Also speaking at the event, the General Manager of the Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, Dare Ogundairo, said empowerment funds have also been arranged to increase the capacity of existing businesses of PWDs to allow them to be independent and eventually become employers of labor. Now on politics. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, MAHMOOD Yakubu, says the commission is set to transmit the 2023 poll results in real time from 176,846 polling units across the country. As such, he said the commission, as part of its preparation, has identified telecommunications blind spots in some areas and was already in touch with the Nigerian Communications Commission with a view to finding a solution to them. According to him, the Commission has conducted a successful pilot on e-transmission of poll results in real time, adding that the agency is set to achieve a seamless transmission of poll results across the country in 2023. Yakubu, who made this known at a strategic interactive meeting with journalists in Lagos, spoke against the backdrop of concerns in some quarters over the readiness of the country for e-transmission of poll results in real time. Yakubu said the commission was already positioned to achieve the same feat in the 2023 general elections, having transmitted poll results of off-cycle and by-elections for 105 constituencies since 2020 without any hitches. To ensure that INEC has adequate access to connectivity for the polls, Yakubu said the agency would meet with the NCC and the chief executives of the 4 global satellite mobile network operators in the country. The commission chairman also explained that INEC auditors had audited the accounts of political parties for the past years, assuring that the results would be made known very soon. On whether the agency is ready for a possible presidential poll runoff, the INEC chairman said the commission had included such possibilities in its plan. The APC has continued to go around the country to campaign and canvass for the presidential candidate Ahmed Tinubu. The people of Katsina State have been assured of the dividends of democracy if the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his running mate are elected as the next president of Nigeria by the Grand Patron of the Presidential Campaign Council Women's Wing, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, wife of the President and First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the Chairman Oluremi Tinubu, PCCW respectively. The assurance was given during the Presidential Campaign Council Women's Wing Northeast Zonal Rally in Katsina State. The women said it is their mandate to support a visionary leader who can move Nigeria forward in terms of economy, infrastructural developments, security, industrialization, and many other things that will project Nigeria to the rest of the world. In an interview with one of our correspondents, the national coordinator and founder of the Amazons for Peace initiative, Nana Aisha Abu Ali, which is one of the officially approved organizations as support group of the All Progressives Congress Party by the national chairman Abdullahi Adamu, called on women to come out in mass to vote for all APC candidates across the nation. She said it will result in the continuation of the good works of the President Muhammadu Buhari and the rebirth of a renewed hope and good governance for the people of Nigeria. Nana Aisha called on women to also get their PVCs ready and come out in mass to vote for the All Progressives Congress Party in the coming 2023 general elections candidates. Now on foreign. Iran's morality police, which is tasked with enforcing the country's Islamic dress code, is being disbanded, the country's attorney general says. Mohammad Jafar Montazeri's comments, yet to be confirmed by other agencies, were made at an event. Iran has seen months of protest over the death of a young woman in custody. Massa Amini had been detained by the morality police for allegedly breaking strict rules on head coverings. Montazeri was at a religious conference when he was asked if the morality police was being disbanded. He said the morality police had nothing to do with the judiciary and have been shut down from where they were set up. Control of the force lies with the Interior Ministry and not with the judiciary. Montazeri also told the Iranian parliament the law that requires women to wear hijabs will be looked at. Even if the morality police is shut down, this does not mean the decades-old law will be changed. Women-led protests labeled riots by the authorities have swept Iran since 22-year-old Amini died in custody on 16 September, 3 days after her arrest by the morality police in Tehran. Her death was the catalyst for the unrest, but it also follows discontent over poverty, unemployment, inequality, injustice, and corruption. The European Union must address distortions created by a $430 billion US plan to incentivize climate-friendly technologies, the bloc's chief says. Some EU members have criticized the US Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, raising fears of a trade war. There are concerns that tax breaks may lure away EU businesses and disadvantaged European companies. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said the EU should adjust their own rules. She said during a speech in Belgium that competition is good, but this competition must respect a level playing field. Under the IRA, American consumers will get incentives to purchase new and second-hand electric cars, to warm their homes with heat pumps, and even to cook their food using electric induction. US President Joe Biden has called it the most aggressive action his country has taken to tackle the climate crisis, but European allies perceive it as anti-competitive and a threat to European jobs, especially in the energy and auto sectors. Ms. von der Leyen said the EU had to work with the US to address some of the most concerning aspects of the law. She added that the EU must also adjust its own rules on state aid to spur public investment in the environmental transition. Let's join Jonah Malik for the sport updates.
And on sports update, a brilliant double from Kylian Mbappe fired France into the World Cup quarterfinals on Sunday. Paris Saint-Germain superstar Kylian Mbappe fired home two blistering second-half strike as France cruised to a 3-1 victory over Poland. Veteran striker Olivier Giroud opened the scoring for the defending champion with his 52nd international goal to pass Thierry Henry as France's all-time leading scorer. In Sunday's late game, England turned on the style with a confident 3-1 victory over African champions Senegal, with goals coming from Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane and Bukayo Saka. It means that France and England will face each other on Saturday in a heavyweight quarterfinals collision, only the third meeting at the World Cup tournament after previous encounters at the 1966 and 1982 finals. Monday matches are Japan vs Croatia, while Brazil takes on South Korea in the late-night duel. Still on sports, Tyson Fury says 2023 would be the biggest year of his career as the Briton looked to unify boxing fractured heavyweight division. Fury, unbeaten as a professional, retained his WBC version of the title with a 10th round stoppage of Derek Chisora on Saturday, the third time he had defeated the compatriot. The 34-year-old Fury was in complete command from the opening bell, with large part of the fight resembling a sparring session. Such was the dominance of the self-styled Gaspy King. Alexander Usyk, the holder of the IBF, WBA and the WBO heavyweight titles, was among a crowd of nearly 60,000 on a bitterly cold night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. Fury told the post-fight press conference that he is ready and willing to take on Alexander Usyk, whether in Saudi Arabia or back here in the United Kingdom. Athletics event of the 21st National Sports Festival began on Sunday with Team Bayelsa women bagging the first gold. The Bayelsa ladies opened the doors of the medals in the 20-kilometer walk on Sunday morning at the main bowl of the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba. Asado Quinsley finished 2 hours, 10 minutes, 21 seconds to hand them the gold medal. Danla Dinanlop of Plateau State walked 2 hours, 11 minutes and 25 seconds to secure silver, while Festina Ogu of Delta and Rahim Rukayat Edo walked 2 hours, 13 minutes, 31 seconds and 2 hours, 37 minutes, 48 seconds to finish third and fourth, respectively. The newly installed tartan track at the stadium takes center stage with a total of 42 events lined up in the category. Athletics has always been the dominant sport at the sports festival since the maiden edition in 1973, and there are a total of 162 medals up for grab in the event. And that's sports update on MLC TV News. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thank you, Jonah, for the updates. And over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for the entertainment news.
On our foreign entertainment news, American actress Amber Heard is seeking a new defamation trial against her ex-husband, Johnny Depp. According to the New York Post, the 36-year-old actress filed the appeal earlier this month, contending that the last trial was unjust because therapy records in which she was described as being molested were excluded. Judge Penny Ascarate of Fairfax County, Virginia, had previously dismissed the evidence as hearsay. In June 2022, Depp won a $10.35 million judgment after contending that his ex-wife's opinion in the Washington Post, in which she claimed to have been subjected to domestic abuse, was defamatory. Although the actor won the major cases at trial, he was asked to pay $2 million to his wife following the trial and the one count of defamation he was guilty of. The count is related to a statement made by Adam Wildman, one of Depp's lawyers, claiming that Heard trashed her apartment with her friends and lied about it, a remark that was later revealed to be false. Depp filed an appeal last month arguing that the one allegation of defamation that Heard was successful in winning at trial was erroneous. He stated that he should not be held accountable for his lawyer's statement. The merits of both appeals will now be decided by a panel of judges in accordance with the Virginia law. Heard and Depp have the option of taking the case to the Commonwealth Supreme Court depending on how it turns out and who is left feeling let down. Crossing over to Africa, Nigerian megastar Wizkid had in an interview with 10 magazine commented that he doesn't listen to rap as the genre was dead and is bored by the similarity in beat and style. The statement drew attention and reactions from Nigerian rappers, with some including MI, YC and Oladips disagreeing with the Grammy winner. After staying silent on the issue, Black Bones has finally decided to air his views as he reveals he's disappointed and hurt by the comments. Black Bones in a post on Twitter stated that it's a common knowledge that he's a big Wizkid fan, and while he was not bothered by the content of the interview, it was the later comments on Snapchat that hurt him. Wizkid has described Nigerian rappers as broke on Snapchat while stating that there were only 3 rappers in Africa, Nasty C, Sarkodie and Black Sherif. Black Bones described the comment as undeserved and hurtful while also reiterating that he owes all he has to hip-hop and he intends to continue carrying Nigerian hip-hop on his back. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
Thank you, Matthias, for the entertainment update. And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV, Like and follow our Facebook page MLC TV, Instagram MLC TV 2021 and Twitter at MLC TV1. For your events, coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Fridays and Saturdays to watch our special programs. It is Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Jenji YAKUBU. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Good day, and thanks for watching.